Alright, I'm just gonna have a quick discussion here about the sad truth about the guitar industry. And it's taken me about 2 decades to finally come to the realization and really be honest with myself and see things for what they really are. And what I'm getting at is getting the gear bug, which I've had for many years. It's you always need something new. There's always something better. If I spend more money on such and such instrument or a piece of equipment, it's going to be this much better than everything else. And the honest truth to that is not really. The reason I'm playing and holding this guitar, other than I brought it with me on the road this week, but is to say this: I've owned, and I don't have an actual number on this, but I've probably owned close to, if not over 200 guitars over the past 18 years, ranging all the way from worth nothing to $5 grand or so. My most expensive ones include a Gibson Les Paul Custom Shop. I've had a standard, three Kiesels that were all over 2,500 plus. Japanese E2 that was $2,500. USA Dinky. Some USA made Fenders, Charvel, and I'm sure there's a few I'm forgetting, but I've had over 20 what you would consider expensive high-end guitars. And I'm here to tell you that none of them I mentioned is really any better than this guitar right here, or any of the other guitars around the same price as this guitar. This is a Schecter Hellraiser, 2020 model, yes, made in Korea. At the time they were $900, maybe $1,000 new. I picked this up on the used market for under $600. And the new ones like this are right around like $1,000. Other similar models like an LTD, MH 1000 or whatever, they're around that $1,100, $1,000, $1,200 range now. But what I'm trying to get at is, if this is properly set up, which it is, you can spend 3 times the amount on a guitar and have just as good a setup, and it's not going to be any better. It's just not. This guitar has all good components. The fretwork is good. That's the things you gotta look for, is your fretwork, and just how good it can be set up and how durable it is. And that's really the truth. All these videos, people reviewing guitars, like Andertons, I used to watch all the time. Used to get me wanting everything they had on there. Watching Agu Fish, which these are all great channels and I love watching them. And I do still want new gear, but this is probably the longest I've ever been. It's been quite a while since I've bought new gear or acquired new gear. And just because I've realized after my recent run of ordering 3 custom shop Kiesels and being super excited about them and getting them, and to be honest, kind of let down by them. I still have one of them, which is a good guitar, but just having that money in it and the time waited for them to build it, and then finally getting them, and then realizing that this Schecter that I picked up on Reverb for $565 or however much it was is just as good, if not better, than those guitars. And then you just take a step back and you really think about it, and you got to be honest with yourself. Most of the expensive guitars that I mentioned earlier I don't own anymore, because when you're wanting to sell to get something else, you're gonna sell something that you can get a decent amount of money out of. And if you have a Les Paul that's worth $2,500, you can sell for $25, and it plays just as good as this. Might as well get more money out of it, right? So it's just kind of my thought, and I think that's the honest truth. And if everyone was honest with themselves, most people would agree. It's more about setups, and that's why I'm an advocate for learning how to set your own guitars up. I promise you, I've gotten such killer deals on used gear over the year, especially ones with Floyd Roses that just people didn't know how to set up. I get them, set them up, clean them up, and they're amazing. When I get them, they play like crap, and I'm sure that's why they thought, "Oh, this guitar plays like crap." It's not the guitar; it's the setup. I've been preaching it for years. It's the setup. Learn to set it up. I have a video on this channel of how to set up a Floyd Rose and a hardtail. It doesn't take long to learn, and you're going to be way better off if you learn how to do it. But yeah, just leave your comments under this video if you agree with me or not. I'm sure there's going to be people that's not going to agree, and they're going to die on the hill that their $5,000 custom shop ESP is 50 times better than this guitar, when in reality it might be 0.5% better than this and cost 10 times more. So, and also learn, instead of scouring YouTube watching these videos on guitar reviews, maybe I'd be better off learning a new technique or learning a new song on the guitar instead of mindlessly watching gear review videos. So there's that too. But thanks for watching, and like I said, leave a comment, and I want to know your opinions down below.